Congrats everybody! Welcome to the final days of 7th grade. We're so excited you're here. Today we're going to be doing a scavenger hunt on the National Mall. Let's get started. You're going to be visiting possibly 7 different monuments that enshrine content that was either covered this year or possibly in your 6th grade year of history. Some of those monuments are located on the National Mall include the Washington Monument right here, the Vietnam War Memorial over here, the Lincoln Memorial here at the top of the reflecting pool, the Korean War Memorial here, the World War II Memorial at the eastern section of the reflecting pool, the bottom of the reflecting pool, the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, and the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Memorial, the FDR Memorial right here. At each of these locations, you will complete a series of questions about the memorial. Each clue is worth a certain amount of points if you get it right. If you don't get a clue right, then you will not receive the points in your final score. Some of the clues, however, do require your group to take a photo in a certain pose, or of a certain view, perhaps. This should be done only with a chaperone's device. Please do not use your own camera. Again, chaperones, you should be taking the photos. The students should not be taking the photos for the scores to count. Chaperones, however, at this moment you can open up the manila folder. Inside the manila folders that you were given, you should have the following: a map of the mall that will help guide your group, 2 scavenger hunt booklets. This is for student use. You will also find a list of emergency contact numbers. In case of an emergency, dial any of these numbers and we will hurry to your location to be able to assist you. As well as the final thing you'll find in your packet is a list of all the students in your group. You should be using this several times throughout the day to take attendance and ensure that everybody is still present with your group. If you're missing any of these, please let us know as soon as possible and we will ensure that they are delivered to you. The students should take the booklets that they are given in the manila folder and they should be writing their answers in the booklets. They are allowed to have access to the map and the 2 booklets. However, the chaperone is responsible to record any final answers that your group determine. Chaperones, I will now direct your attention to an item that is of the most vital importance to the success of the field trip today. A Google site was emailed to each of you this morning. Please ensure that you have received it and can access it from your device, from your personal device. It contains links to Google Forms for each monument. I will explain what that means here shortly. This site is going to be used to record the final answers for your group. It is the site that is currently being shown on the screen. You should enter your group's answers in the appropriate link after leaving each monument. Remember, spelling, grammar, and syntax of your answers will count and may affect whether an answer is correct or incorrect. For example, when you are at the Lincoln Memorial, once you have finished, you should click on the link that says Lincoln Memorial on this picture here and fill out the Google form for your group. It's the questions, same questions that are in the booklet. You will be answering those questions and submitting your answers for the group as the final score. It will automatically calculate your score based on the answers that you provide. In a few moments, you will be directed to click on this emblem here, on this logo, this Fairfax County logo, to submit to us that this is indeed working today. In addition, other items you will find on the Google site are a schedule of the day. It will be located here at the bottom. A map, same map that is in the manila folders, and emergency contacts. That is going to be Miss Pearson, myself, Mr. Lane, and Mr. Smith will be the emergency contact numbers to reach on the field trip. Please let us know if you have any questions and we will be happy to assist. Again, it is a new feature that we are trying this year, so please be patient as we hope that it will simplify the process for future trips. Now, back to the map that we were previously discussing. The black line in the black shaded area is the go area. You should not venture outside of this area, any area over here, for example, and any area up here to the west of the Lincoln Memorial and behind the Lincoln Memorial. You should be safe at all times. Let's note some important locations to be aware of. The Sequoia team. Members of the Sequoia team, you will be dropped off here at this bus symbol just south of the Lincoln Memorial. It is also where you will be picked up at 12:45. A staff member from the Sequoia team and contact person, if you are in trouble, will also be located at the DC War Memorial. It is just south of the reflecting pool. Just south of reflecting pool is where you may find a staff member. Again, staff members will also be posted at each memorial. If you are on Team Acadia or Shenandoah, you will be dropped off and picked up just south of the World War II Memorial. That is over here at this bus symbol. Again, close to the Washington Monument, close to the World War II Memorial, and along the reflecting pool as well. Staff members for the Team Acadia and Shenandoah will be located at the Constitution Gardens. It is right along this water basin here, just north of the reflecting pool. Again, some of the important monuments that you will be visiting today are the Washington Monument, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, the World War II Memorial, the Lincoln Memorial here, the Korean War Veterans Memorial, the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, and the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Memorial, or the FDR Memorial here. Let's move on to safety. Again, safety is of the utmost importance, and it's our #1 priority today. Please take a minute to read all of this safety information. Once you have finished reading, we can move on. Teachers, please pause the video at this moment and discuss this with your students. Be sure to clearly go over the 5 most important rules of this trip displayed on the screen. We will continue shortly. Speaking of safety, we want each of you to have a buddy on this trip within your group. So right now, please pick someone in your group who you will be attached at the hip with. Whatever they do, you will as well. When you arrive at monuments, you are allowed, and your chaperone may allow it, to split up and to better search for answers at each monument. This is okay as long as you are with your buddy. You should not be roaming around alone. You will, however, need to regroup before moving on or leaving that monument. You must follow your chaperone's directions at all times. Remember rule #1. If you are not, you may find yourself excluded from the rest of the hunt. Here are some times that you want to keep track of throughout the day. Here shortly, in just a little bit, we will be leaving Cooper roughly around 9:30. Might be a little bit earlier, might be a little bit later. We will do our best to be leaving at 9:30. The scavenger hunt is to take place between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12:45. From when you arrive until 12:45, you should be back at the bus. Sometime between the hours of 11 and 12, you should find a shady spot to sit with your group, somewhere on the National Mall, perhaps with a view, to have lunch at your leisure. If you need one of the staff members, you can either find them at the memorials again or go to the designated team location. Again, for Sequoia, that is at the DC War Memorial to the south of the reflecting pool, or for Acadia and Shenandoah, you will be at the Constitution Gardens to the north of the reflecting pool. At 12:45, you will need to be back at your starting location. Buses will be leaving at 1 p.m. Do not be late to the starting location to return. We are on a tight schedule and do need to be back. Buses do need to be loaded and leaving at 1 p.m. At 1:30, upon arrival back at Cooper, students will be returning to the same holding rooms that you are currently in. When you disembark from the bus, you will return to the classroom that you are currently in. Emergencies. Obviously, we hope that everybody acts in a safe manner. We hope that nothing happens. However, in the event of an emergency, you should, if it is a serious emergency, call 911 and first, and then notify one of the administrators, Mrs. Pearson, myself, or Mr. Smith, and we will hurry to that location. If you are able to walk and it is deemed a safe or minor emergency, you should find a staff member at one of the memorials. They will be able to assist you and get you connected with the right people. However, we hope that no emergencies take place and we all have a safe and fun scavenger hunt. However, throughout the day, as you have seen from some of the clues and as you have been told, you will be taking photos at each memorial, but the chaperones should be taking the photos for the clues. However, if you would like to take a photo or a selfie on the Lincoln Memorial steps, that is totally okay. We would love to see them too. So please, at the end of the day or on the bus ride back, email the 2 best photos from your group. Do not overload Miss Knupp here. Email your 2 best photos to eaknupp1@fcps.edu. That email is located on the screen. We are going to try to make a video with photos that will be displayed at lunch tomorrow. Again, so this is important. If you would like your photo displayed, we will try to include it in the video. Speaking of which, you've probably figured it out at this point, but we don't mind if you bring phones on this trip. Take pictures, enjoy yourself, have fun. Phones should not be used to play games, however. They should not be used to look up answers. Chaperones, if you suspect that students have looked up an answer on their phone, please do not accept it or ask them how they found it. You can use other resources, such as asking people, such as park rangers, or counting perhaps. Do not use phones for this purpose. It is against Cooper's Honor Code. As you refer back to the map, you will notice Independence Avenue. Independence Avenue is this long, busy street right here. For some of the memorials, you will have to cross it. It is a busy street. Please make sure that you follow all safety and traffic laws. Do not cross the road until the light shows a walk symbol. Any students who act inappropriately or put themselves in danger will have consequences. Please be safe and responsible on this trip. As I've said though, most of all, the most important thing is to have fun. Let's make sure this is a great event for Cooper Middle School. Remember, you are representing Cooper Middle School, so please be respectful at the monuments, as there may be people there that are memorializing the patriots who have fought and died in these conflicts. Some might be relatives. Others represent heroes that have had a huge impact on the continuous development of this nation. So again, we want you to be respectful and kind to anybody that you encounter at these memorials. If you have any questions, we will give you an opportunity to ask those questions to your chaperones and or us, as we, Mr. Smith, myself, Mr. Lane, or Miss Pearson, as we will be around the building and try to answer your questions as best we can. Again, we'll be leaving here soon. Please listen to the announcement and bus number that is located on the front of your manila folders, chaperones. Please leave with your group and go to the buses when called and when requested. Let's have a great time. We look forward to the fun that you guys are going to have. Thanks for listening.